I'm joined now by David Kern, the chief economist for the British Chamber of Commerce. Good to see you, David. Thanks for coming in. So we're looking at slower growth in the fourth quarter last year. Services are the real drag here.
Yeah, I mean, we have a very good story on manufacturing, which is positive news. I mean, the economy is rebalancing after years of manufacturing decline. But services, which is the biggest job creator in the economy, is, I wouldn't say it's collapsing, but it's mediocre, it's pedestrian, it's not as good as it should be. And I think that is something that has to be addressed, and it shows that we are not yet out of the woods, although we are growing.
How much does that concern you, that we're already seeing weakness in services before companies really feel the impact of the VAT sales tax increase and tough spending cuts?
It is a concern, but we are not saying that the government has to abandon the austerity plan. I mean, we think that the austerity plan is painful, but it's necessary to rebalance the economy to the private sector. But the government and the Bank of England must make it possible for the austerity plan to be implemented and for growth to continue. I mean, growth will slow further in the present quarter and in the next quarter because of the VAT increase, because of the other measures. So what we need is, first of all, for the Bank of England to postpone any interest rate increase until later in the year. Because if you increase interest rates now because of inflation, which is a worry, I think you hit the economy too hard on the head. Also, the government must allow exporters to strengthen their sales abroad, and they must allow companies to recruit people, remove regulation as far as possible.
So the pace of growth is going to be a little bit slower this year.
It's going to be much slower.
And as you quite rightly point out, services are a massive source for employment in this country. What does that mean for unemployment?
Well,
is it going to rise?
It will rise. We hope it will rise only by about net 100 to 150,000. But the important thing is that it shouldn't rise even more, because clearly the public sector will shed jobs. We believe the private sector can create the new jobs, but it must be given the ability to do so. And at the moment, the regulatory burden on companies, particularly the small businesses, does not enable companies to create as many jobs as they would like to.
You mentioned the importance of the government doing all it can to shore up exporters as well. It's going to be a tough year for them too, given the problems in the Eurozone.
Absolutely. I mean, the exporters have done well because manufacturing is a key exporting sector. We have a competitive exchange rate, but the Eurozone is a problem. So what the government must do is, first of all, to make sure that our exporters are not disadvantaged vis-à-vis other exporters, and we believe they still are in terms of what they can do. And also, our own exporters must diversify more from the Eurozone to the emerging markets. We want more sales to China, to Brazil, to India. So the government... Is
there evidence that's happening?
Not enough. It is happening. It is clearly happening. But the pace must accelerate because the world is changing, and our exporters must move with the new world.
David Kern, chief economist of the British Chambers of Commerce. Thanks so much for coming in.